I just lost the cover to my microphone. Also, Disco Elysium sucks.
Get up, detective. One last time.
Ooh, pants. Probably should wear those. I'm not gonna lie though, this game immediately lost points by having checks. I fucking hate skill checks for things that if I just have enough points in, I should just be able to get, but we'll see. All right, we're only at the beginning here. And nobody say I didn't try hard enough to like this game. I even got a cop mustache just for the occasion. Somewhat ironic though, given that I've never looked more Republican. This is a game from a very, very specific time in gaming history, and boy does it show. I don't think I've ever played a narrative game that felt so of its time, when of its time was like 5 years ago. The obsession with the many different parts and voices in your brain that you learned in your 4th year of therapy. A storyline that places feminism and fascism as direct polar opposites, opposing forces in the world, and probably some of the worst writing surrounding race that I think I've ever seen in a video game that could be this pretentious with its alleged deeper understanding of race.
You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted.
Despite the fact that I'm a physical character, it's significantly easier to subscribe to his advanced race theory than to use my physical instrument. Yeah! Fuck you! Hilarious. Yeah, deeper understanding of race. Yeah, as a black man, I can personally tell you that Mandingo here wasn't really a great representation of my people. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. Oh my god. Hell yeah, now I date the white women. Oh yeah, we knocked the fuck out of Mandingo. Game tries to lecture me about race, and one of the first black male characters I see is some fucking Mandingo with tribal fucking tattoos. Buff and roided and shirtless. Of course. White guys trying to understand racism truly never change. Yeah, sure, this game sure understands race all right. But I've got my coffee, and I'm ready to torture myself by revisiting this awful piece of shit game. I did only make it through day 1. Do feel free to judge me for that. Oh my god. We'll see whether or not I want to torture myself on stream for views at some point, maybe. I don't know. Oh god, this game. But thank you for engaging with my criticism. My name is Richard, and I am so glad that you could be here today. I was promised this game would make me a communist. All it actually made me was suicidal. What kind of cargo?
Apples.
Apples.
Yeah, apples.
Yeah, apples. You are prime example of superior design.
Open your eyes.
Yeah, I think I can get down with racism. Why not?
Good. If we, the evening people, pull together.
When you said before that you were down with racism, was it meant in earnest? Or were you just trying to win his country?
What is this? Hell yeah, I'm down with the racism. Oh, you can't just say you can't just tell him I'm racist? Oh, that's lame. God, this is exactly the type of game that would have done well with the gaming journos. It's the exact type of, like, throwback to nostalgia, warts and all remake of that type of narrative experience from the 90s that you would kind of expect to do well with that crowd. I don't doubt the game has a lot of depth. The game just didn't do much to grab me. It was slow, it was clunky. I talk a lot about the physical act of playing a game. The physical act of moving about in the world. If it's bad, then I'm not gonna want to play it. And for some reason, the Disco Elysium fan base is like just determined to bear that as some kind of a weird badge of honor. Yeah, it's so clunky, it feels awful to play because it's a narrative game. Like, you're an idiot. Like, what are you talking about? Why do you want a game to feel bad to play on a moment-to-moment basis? That makes no fucking sense. Yes, I get that it shouldn't focus on that. That's okay. But to actively want your game to feel like ass, that is so anti-consumer. But it's the kind of thing that would make you win Game of the Year for a bunch of pretentious 90s gamers, you know? when it's being decided by the old school RPG fans. The difference, of course, is that when I go back and play Grim Fandango or the original Fallout games, I don't look at how bad the systems of movement and combat are and say, oh, thank God these systems are so awful. I'm not thankful that those systems feel bad to play. It sucks that they feel bad to play. But it was like 30 years ago. The gaming space just wasn't there yet, so I accept it, and it's okay that those systems are bad. It's not actively a good thing. I don't even know what the fuck we're doing. I'm getting lectured on racial ideology and shit in the first 5 minutes. I thought we were solving a murder. I thought we were trying to figure out why I threw my shoe outside the window last night. I thought we were trying to figure out why I can't remember the fact that I was a cop. It's really lacking focus. That is my first legitimate criticism, is that the intro really, really lacks focus. Oh, we're locked in. Lovely. Is there an exit to this area to get back to the main, like, lobby area that I'm missing? Because the only one I found was through that little office, or through that guy. Quit my job due to a chair being uncomfortable.
I hope excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that so by this, it should be sufficient.
Oh, I died. Okay, well. Yay! Save scumming! Awesome. So, if I talk to him, I die.
Mr. Dubois,
What do I do? I can't get past this guy without dying. Because the only skill check that keeps me from... I guess we're just gonna have to fucking save scum then. Great. We're gonna just have... I don't know. Maybe there's a way back to the hotel I just couldn't find? 28%. I just have to hope that I pass that. Because now I've lost. Now, as soon as I lose that, I've lost.
You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Are you serious? This is a narrative-based game. This is unacceptable. This is a narrative-based game. There should not be a way you get locked into an area. That is horrendously poor design. So I guess so what? Then don't have the checks. If it's an area that's too high level you're not supposed to be at, then just don't have the checks. Just lock the area. Oh, that's such D&D 90s, like, old school gaming nerd translated to a fault logic. Like, we need to make sure there's checks so you can get anywhere on the first day if you want to play the story that way. Well, if I'm gonna get locked into an unwinnable situation, just don't. And you know what's strange is that I'm a fucking writer. I love writing. I love strong narratives. And while the point-and-click adventure heyday was before my time, I was raised on games like Fallout New Vegas, Mass Effect, Knights of the Old Republics 1 and 2. 2 is my favorite. All of which remain some of my favorite games of all time and have a lot of dialogue in them. But there's a difference between having, like... How do I put this? There is a difference between having good writing and having a lot of writing. This game really seems to not understand that. If people aren't engaging with the wall of text you're throwing at them, you as a writer have to engage with that and say, okay, what can I change? This game feels like it was made by people who did not want to engage with that at all. I remember one of the most frustrating parts for me was when I saw the bullet holes in the wall behind where you find the body hanging from the tree. What was most disappointing about it was you could have just made them, like, visible to the player. You don't need to have Kim sit there and explain to you exactly what happened in the communist revolution and why it didn't work out. You don't need that. What you could do is use this thing called environmental storytelling. This is outside the gaming sphere, but I am going to take a moment here to plug another channel that I really like, Ty Swell. He has a whole series where he breaks down environmental storytelling in the Walking Dead series specifically, and it's great. Highly, highly recommend. The entire point of that series is highlighting what a great job that show did, laying out bits, details, crumbs for the viewer to absorb and then put together in their own way, and it was interesting. Disco Elysium does not have that kind of restraint, and any environmental storytelling aspect has to be blunt, in your face, and come with paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after The boring part is the good part of the game? You say so. What, reading through all this extra shit? Reading two different descriptions of the bathtub, a description of Inland Empire, something I still don't know what that means. Electrochemistry, which popped up when I took beer cans out of the oven. I'm sorry, a third description of the bathtub, a fourth description of the bathtub. All of that just to take a bath. That's the fun part of the game. Reading 4 descriptions of me running a bath in addition to run yourself a bath. Like, just... And there was another one. What is this? Like, what? This is not how you tell a story. My chat even got frustrated with me at one point for skipping the dialogue. I refuse to believe. Come at me in the comments if I'm wrong. I refuse to believe that anyone defending this game actually read all of this dialogue. I refuse to believe that. Where's the key? Who am I supposed to get the key from? Who's Matanya? The f is that? Where are they? Why don't I have a map? Why is there no actual map on the map screen? It's not like any of these elements are randomized anyway, so it's just one more case of the game is super easy and great once you've already played the game. Great, you're f***ing over new players. You're f***ing over first-time players. No wonder the game didn't get a whole lot of traction. No wonder it came out one game of the year and then f***ing lost all interest. I am curious to see how it all ties together at the very end of the game. I've heard that it's really, really good. God, do I just not want to play it, though. And what's ironic about it is that in my comment section below this video, I'm inevitably going to attract a lot of midwits who are down there telling me how you can't actually judge the game until you finished it, and simultaneously how the game feeling really terrible to play is the point because it's a narrative game, which is wild. If you want players to play the game because it's only good at the end, why would you make the beginning of the game actively unpleasant to play? Learning curves are okay. I actively enjoy learning curves, as long as there's something to learn. You can't learn how to navigate poorly drawn pathways. You can't learn to undo how terrible the movement feels and how weirdly sluggish it is taking your character around this city. The story is all about this shit that happened years ago. Well, I mean, though, the story is about a murder, but the murder is almost completely irrelevant because the story wants to shove some weird political shit in your face. A cop who quit last night because he got tired of being a cop, sold his gun, threw out his badge, going on a bender, waking up the next morning, forgetting that he quit, and having to go find all of his stuff, and having to piece together the fact that he quit being a cop. That's awesome! All of the stuff at, like, a ground level of, like, you, the detective, and the things that you're doing. I mean, yeah, there's way too much text being thrown at you. But his journey is pretty compelling. I like the idea of this stressed post-war police force trying to keep order and solve murders while they have zero resources. That's cool. That's interesting. But then it throws in all the political shit and it ruins it.
But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted.
It's just like this weird... It's weird. Like, it's just dumb. It's dumb. At least a few of you are really offended by me saying midwits. And I just want to ask you guys, if you feel like I may have been insulting you there, is Community one of your favorite shows? It's not relevant to the game. I'm working on a theory. What about post-COVID John Oliver? You a big fan of his? What's a board game? Oh, she unironically explains it. Will she ironically explain to me what a book is? Yeah, she will. She's not at all thrown by an adult asking her what a book is. Wait, wasn't there a passed out woman over here? Ma'am, where are you? Do you have drugs? Ma'am, do you have drugs? I heard you have, someone in my chat said you have drugs. Do you have drugs? What is the point of taking physical? Check surroundings. About the door. Do it. Break it down. Forces beyond my understanding. Here I come. What? Wait, I succeeded? Wait, that was success? It was the same outcome! This game is what? What? It was literally the same outcome in success and failure. What was even the point of having the check? It is the same outcome. What was the point of the check? You know, what really sucks about the whole thing is that it's clear that a lot of effort went into the game. That's what always sucks about sitting here and like roasting the hell out of it, because don't get me wrong, I love roasting. It's my favorite thing in the world. But when it is a game that clearly tried and clearly had a lot of passion put into it, it is always at least a little bit bittersweet. Who the fuck is Montana? Is it you? Do you have the key?
Hello again, officer.
No, you're Cindy the Skull. Ooh. Oh my god, great. Such great character. Yay! OC, do not steal. Okay, let's go kick in the door that for some reason we need a key to. Why do we need a key to kick in a door? Oh god, this game is really, really poorly designed. Clearly, there was something here that they wanted to convey. It got lost in all the weird communism stuff and the strange preaching and the racial stuff that was just weird.
So you guys are like cops or something?
Wow, what a way to write the white girlfriend of the black character. Wow. It was, oh god, it was just strange.
Look at him. His craniometric perfection.
Wow. She is straight up. Oh no, what's the name? Emily. She is straight up an Emily. This is what a way to write the white girlfriend of a prominent black character in the story in a game that's lecturing me about race. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, wow. White guys writing racism never fails to be terrible. As well as the fact that Kim doesn't feel like an actual character in the game. My god, look at this again. Look at this. How did you get so cool, Kim? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy. He feels like a dev self-insert who's there to tell the player, those characters are the racists, and those characters are the communists.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town.
So, Kim just described what we found in the back of the car. He is a cop. He should be incredibly logical. What he would actually say, or should say, if this game was better written, is it is propaganda for this specific party who believes this. They believe that this group of people should be here. Yeah, in theory, that's racism. You don't want to invite the player to think of this as, oh, it's just race. It's racism. It's a one-word thing that already exists in your world. This is a future dystopia. This should be a whole new thing. Yeah, it's an allegory for racism, as often things in dystopias are, but allegorical does not mean a one-to-one translation. It doesn't mean that the characters should be looking at what is happening in this world that is not our world, as it's just 21st century Anglosphere racism. Those characters are associated directly to this 21st century group. Despite this game not taking place in our world, this is who these guys are directly meant to represent. Thanks, Kim. Glad you could lay that out for me. And yet, even so, there is this grain, this like nugget of inspiration of a good game that's buried in there that I wish could have gotten more thought and attention. There is a seed of something really, really cool. Like, I've been talking a lot about the Total War franchise and how Warhammer changed things by adding mages and monsters and whatnot, and how the original fans all really bemoan that. But at the same time, like, the series would have died otherwise. Even Three Kingdoms would have failed if it weren't for the Chinese market. The demo for Endless Legend 2, another thing I've been ranting about that all of you guys need to play. It's free. Go play the demo for Endless Legend 2. It's so good. Except the combat. It's the combat's pretty bad. But the city building in that game feels like it takes notes from Civilization 6 and 7 and Endless Legend 1 and Endless Space 2 and Age of Wonders, and puts them all into this new version that is so cool. It's simple, but it's effective, and I love creating that urban sprawl with my city. It's so good. God, I wish the combat weren't so bad. Anyway, my whole thought with that rant is that I would love to see a game that takes that original narrative gaming experience and brings it to a new 21st century audience that takes it and says, hey, this is why we loved this game. Adds that new element, that new X factor that it needs to be brought to get that new audience excited for the next entry, you know? Disco Elysium is just never going to be that. And that sucks. Because, again, there's that grain of a good narrative there. If it could just let go of the political crap. I, shocking though it may seem, am excited to look at more of what this studio has done. I know, that's probably very surprising. But more often than not, I'm way harsher with games that I feel like had potential than I am with games that are just worth writing off. Games that was just like, it sucked. Games that suck are boring to talk about. Games that I feel like had something in them that I saw that I really wish could have been better or I know should have been better. Those are the games that I roast the hell out of in hopes they'll do better next time. So I am excited to see what this studio does and to look into other games that they've made. That's all I've got. Was it worth the mustache? You tell me in the comments section. Let me know how terrible it looks. I don't know. I feel weird about it. My jaw feels so strange and barren. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you in the next one.